Dennis Schroder addressed some drama that's been going around regarding his role, so we'll discuss that, including Kawhi Leonard speaking out on the Toronto Raptors strategy they used while he was here. Additionally, Otto Porter Jr., we have an update in terms of his injury status entering the season as he missed most of last season, and OG Anunoby playing a wild prank on Damian Lillard amidst all of the trade rumors. So lots of stuff to break down, and the Toronto Blue Jays unfortunately just lost. You can check out Jays Digest for their reaction to this entire season, all the stuff that's going to come around this offseason. So definitely check them out. Unfortunate loss. But now we're locked in on the Toronto Raptors season. So let's basically jump into the news as Kawhi Leonard, the first thing we're discussing, speaking out on the Toronto Raptors strategy, particularly the load management strategy that became famous, became notorious when Kawhi Leonard joined the Raptors. Yes, we saw Greg Popovich rest players on big games, big nights, which was criticized immensely across the NBA, but it wasn't really till Kawhi Leonard joined the Toronto Raptors after his injury-riddled season with the Spurs, where load management became a really main part of the lexicon, the NBA lexicon. People started saying load management, resting guys, and the league has basically been trying to combat this ever since the Toronto Raptors implemented that strategy. Now, this offseason, Adam Silver and the NBA front office implemented a bunch of rules implementing that awards can only be given out to players that play a certain number of games, right? You can't rest multiple star players on any given night. Then there's criteria for what a star is. Basically, the league is cracking down. There's a lot of criticism thrown towards stars that are resting games. And Kawhi Leonard feels like, especially what he was doing with the Raptors, has been heavily criticized in recent years. Given all that, and he spoke out against it, talking about, hey, when I was with the Toronto Raptors, it was different. I was coming off an injury. You have to know all the details of a doctor. If the league is seeing or trying to mock what I did with the Toronto Raptors, they should stop because I was injured during that whole year. And frankly, I agree with him. And obviously, Kawhi Leonard's a legend in Toronto, gave us one of the best seasons in organization's history, the best season in the Raptors organization history, but that whole season, he was dealing with injuries. And while it did get a little bit nerve-wracking and stuff while he was missing games, we weren't sure if he wanted to be there fully, especially at the start of the year. Kawhi Leonard committed to the team, but he understood coming off that injury, you need to rest some games. The Raptors' sort of medical staff really dealt with it well as he played through injury during the playoffs, so it wasn't like he was just sitting out and doing his thing and didn't care about the season. Kawhi Leonard was seriously injured, and we saw when he was playing those heavy load minute games during the postseason where there wasn't a lot of rest in between nights. Obviously, everyone's banged up, but Kawhi Leonard was limping on the court, especially come the conference finals and NBA finals. Still put on remarkable performances, but he really left it all out there on the court, so definitely shouldn't be mocking Kawhi Leonard for introducing load management. Obviously, it sucks to see star players not playing in games, especially on the road, and I like where the league is going, but if a player is seriously injured and it's something chronic and they're trying to play through it, they're not able to get a full 82, I see where Kawhi Leonard's coming from. So interesting stuff to particularly address the best year where he was load managed by the Toronto Raptors. So, let me know what you guys think about Kawhi Leonard's load managing there. Next thing we're taking a look at is an amazing Damian Lillard OG Anunoby interaction. A little prank OG Anunoby played on Dame Dolla. Well, all the rumors were sort of going on. Obviously, if you've been watching this channel, if you've kept your ear to Toronto Raptors news, anything that's been going on, the Raptors were very close, immensely close to getting Damian Lillard in a trade. He obviously ended up getting dealt to the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, apparently OG Anunoby convinced Dame that he was going to be a Toronto Raptor as well, and I'll let Dame explain it for you.
You had to get off abruptly. Can you take people behind the scenes on what happened, what led to that abrupt end to our conversation?
I mean, obviously, I didn't know everything was up in the air, and I was on the phone and I just got a random text from OG like, "Welcome to Toronto."
OG Anunoby over there.
Yeah, now he was like, "Welcome to Toronto," and he always like messing around, like joking and stuff like that. We trained together in the summer a little bit. And he texted me like, "Welcome to Toronto." So I was like, man, let me call this dude and see. And I finally called him. He didn't answer. Then he called me back. He was laughing. I was like, okay. But I was like,
amongst all the trade rumors, amongst all the drama with trade speculation and that, at least OG Anunoby's still feeling good, feeling ready to play some pranks, play some jokes on guys like Damian Lillard, being happy about the season. So shout out to OG Anunoby. What a gem for teasing Dame there. hopefully he breaks out. The buys are looking big during these media day sessions, so we'll talk about all of that in future vids. But shout out to OG Anunoby, found that hilarious. But next thing we're taking a look at is another wing of the Toronto Raptors, is Otto Porter Jr. We have an injury update regarding him. Now, Otto Porter Jr. was a guy that got a lot of Raptors fans excited coming to last year, myself included. We looked at him as sort of a piece that could come off the bench that, the Raptors made it to the 5th seed just 2 seasons ago, not last season, the season prior. Took the Philadelphia 76ers to 6 games. There's a lot of drama in that playoff series where a young team felt like a squad that, we upped the bench a little bit. We had our young guys take a step forward. A lot of excitement going into last season, especially with the acquisition of Otto Porter Jr. While there was a lot of disappointments last year, Otto Porter Jr. can be one of the top of the list, and a lot of it wasn't his own doing. He dealt with a multitude of injuries, especially the main one being a toe injury that kept him out for most of the second half of the season. He's dealing with a lot of stuff. I believe it was back issues, then personal issues that kept him out for the beginning of the season. But Otto Porter Jr. didn't play a lot of games, a lot of it due to health reasons. And now we have an update regarding his health situation entering this year, as Josh Lundberg came out and said that after missing most of last season with a toe injury, Otto Porter Jr. was a full participant in Raptors' first training camp practice today. Darko Rajakovic said his rehab from surgery went well over the summer, and they're hoping to have him available for the start of the season. So, this is a big injury update because Otto Porter Jr. could be a serious threat, could be a serious impact player for the Toronto Raptors, especially off the bench. If we're dealing with injuries, he was a spot starter for that Golden State Warriors team that won a championship 2 seasons ago. He knocks down threes, he plays defense. He's a really good basketball player when he plays. However, over the course of his career, it's not just with the Toronto Raptors, he's been an injury risk. So the fact that, Rajakovic is optimistic he'll be healthy for the start of the season is encouraging, but I feel like a lot of Toronto Raptors fans just sort of assumed that he'd be good to go after a full off season of rehab and all that type of stuff. So the fact that it's just optimism and not a sure thing he's going to be healthy, I guess maybe makes this more concerning than optimistic, I guess, because, we want to see Otto Porter Jr. out there on the court, as he can be a serious impact player, but just getting him out there on the court is the big thing for the Toronto Raptors now at this point. So let me know what you guys think. You hopeful? Are you optimistic about Otto Porter Jr. being out there on the court for the start of next season? Let me know. I'm excited to see him play a long stretch of Toronto Raptors basketball, because it feels like this is really the first season we're getting to see of Otto Porter Jr. after the fact he didn't play much last year. So that's interesting stuff. And the final thing we're discussing, it's in the title of this video, is Dennis Schroder addressing some drama regarding his role. Now, Dennis Schroder came in, and we weren't sure how the roster was going to look. Signed immediately after Fred VanVleet went to the Houston Rockets, and this entire summer we were discussing, well, will Pascal Siakam be traded? Will OG be thrown in a Damian Lillard deal? Is Gary Trent Jr. signing an extension? Are we going to flip him? Lots of rumors that went on this summer that had us have some serious question marks about the Toronto Raptors roster coming into the season, about particularly roles and all that type of stuff. And Schroder is a guy that, given his play in FIBA, it's not a player that I'd be sad to have at the starting point guard position. Obviously, Scotty Barnes is expected to have the ball in his hands more often, but Schroder's a player that has career mostly come off the bench, been most effective coming off the bench, even though he had some good stints, especially with the Hawks as well as the LA Lakers, being a starter in the NBA, but it's one of those fringe starter elite 6-man. That's sort of been his role. That's been his sort of, placement in the NBA tiers right now. And he basically discussed whether or not he'll be a starter or not, addressed all the drama that's been going on, because I've seen a lot of people debate, do we start Gary? Do we start Dennis? Well, Dennis Schroder talked about it directly, saying it doesn't really matter. And he said Tuesday, as the Raptors held their first workout, he's grateful that he can play in the NBA in his 11th season and got 3 healthy kids, nice wife, family who's waiting for him in Germany. He's grateful for the opportunity to be there in Toronto. All this coming off the bench, starting and all that, doesn't have any time for it. Energy to spend on it, right? He doesn't have any energy to spend on it. So Dennis Schroder doesn't seem like he's worried. Obviously, he's had some run-ins with other players. There's this coach in German in the meme. I don't think that's an actual run-in. But, he's been a guy that's fiery. We know he's outspoken coming in, which could be a positive for this Toronto Raptors team. Having a leader after we've lost Fred VanVleet. So, the fact that he's willing to play whatever role is a big positive for this Raptors squad. And he's going to come out, give 110% regardless of if he's starting or coming off the bench. So that's always a good thing to see. Let me know what you guys think about all this Toronto Raptors news. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Excited for this Toronto Raptors season to roll around, so subscribe. It means the world to me. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.